This is the simplest way to make a cake box in Nigeria in 2024. Hi everyone, welcome to my recipe channel. My name is Susan and I am the host of Sussy's Cakes Recipes. So let's get started. Displayed on my screen are all the items that you'll be using to make this cake box. I'm making a size 8 cake box and I'm using a long ruler, a scissors, a Sussy glue. You can use UHU glue. Then I'm using measuring tape and I'll be using a pen or a pencil. It's preferable to use a pencil, but because I want you to see what I'm doing, that's why I'm using a pen. Then I'm using this FBP paper. This FBP paper is 400 grams. This is the weight that is best for making cake box because it's thicker than the regular sizes. Now I'm making a size 8 cake box. Now the rule is this: you have to double the size of the box you have in mind. That is, I'm making a size 8. So the size I'm going to be measuring out on my paper or on my card is going to be 16 and half. The half is to give the cake box an extra allowance, 16 and half. So if I'm making a size 10 cake box, I'll be using 20 and half as my measurement. If I'm making a size 7 cake box, I'll be using 14 and half as a measurement. Remember, the half is for allowance. Because the cake box I intend to make is 8 inches, and like I said, I'll be doubling the measurement, that it will be 16 inches, and I'm adding an extra allowance that is 16 and half. So I'm going to take this measurement all through this FBP paper. I'm going to do that. And you want to be very, very accurate with the measurement, because any mistake you make here is going to affect the final look of your cake box. So I'm going to take this 16.5 or 16 and half inches. I'm going to take it all round. And you see that I'm using the bigger part of my measuring tape to measure, not those points that are small in number. So I'm going to take this measurement all round. Then I'm going to use my long ruler to connect. You need a long ruler. If you can't get a long ruler, just go to a tailoring store and ask for tailor's ruler. And then it's also a long ruler that you can use. So I will use the long ruler to connect the dots to have this perfect square of 16.5 at all 4 edges. Once I'm through, I'll use my scissors to cut out. Then I'll go to the next stage. For this next stage, my cake box height is 4 inches. 4 inches. So I'm going to take out that 4 inches from all the 4 corners of this cutout. 4 inches. I'm going to take that out from all the 4 corners of this cutout. Like I said, be very, very accurate with your measurements. So it's 4 inches I'm going to take out. I'm going to score them with my pen. Like I said, if you are doing yours, work with a pencil so that if you make a mistake, it's going to be easier for you to clean. So I'm going to score this with my pen. Then I'm going to use my long ruler to connect the dots. And you're going to be seeing that in subsequent clips. You can see that the measurement inside my box is 8.5 inches, exactly the cake box size that I need. So now I'm going to get my scissors, and on those lines where I marked out, where I scored, I'm going to use the blunt end of my scissors to go over those lines that I've created with my pen and connected with my ruler. I'm going to use the blunt side of my scissors to mark those lines just the way I drew them. And the reason why we're doing this is to make it easier for the box to fold or to bend. This box, like I said, is 400 grams, so this will make it easier for you to fold and to bend and to give you a very neat job and sharp edges. You want a very neat job and sharp edges. Now this is one thing you can do in 2024 as a baker and sell out and cash out. The next thing I'm going to do is to cut those smaller boxes. Now you see the way I'm going to cut it. I'll cut them in opposite direction, just like this. It is very simple. You want to cut them in opposite direction so that it will be easier for you to glue together, or if you want to create a cut where you can insert one into another, it will be easy. If you don't cut them opposite directions like this, you're going to have issues at the end of the day. To my new viewers, please remember to subscribe, and to my old subscribers, thank you so much for your support. So once I'm through with this, I'm going to attach glue to the smaller squares. I'm going to glue them in this manner. Please just watch the video. It's very simple to imitate. And with this, we are done with the main cake box. The next thing we'll be doing is the cover. Now let me do an illustration before we go into that clip. My cake box is 8 inches. Now for the cover, I'm going to measure 8 inches plus extra 4 inches. That is 8 plus 4. If I'm making a size 10 cake box, the cover will be 10 plus 4. If I'm making a size 7 cake box, the cover will be 7 plus 4. That is the measurement. You will add 4 extra inches to the original cake box size. I hope this makes sense. And this is that measurement you're going to take around to your FBP paper you're going to cut out. So after this, you're going to take 2 inches from all the 4 corners of your cake box. So irrespective of your cake box size, whether you're making a size 10 or a size 7 or a size 12, the height of your cake box cover is 2 inches. So I'm going to take that 2 inches out, and then once I take that 2 inches out, I'm going to score it with my pencil or your pen and your long ruler. Then I'm going to cut the small squares just like I did for the main cake box, and then I'll go to the next stage. The next thing I'm going to do is to create a design at the top using a cutout or a cutter. You can use any cookie cutter of your choice, but I'm using my donut cutter here. This is just to make people see what is inside the cake box. So once I cut it out, I'll get my acetate sheet and then I'll cut a size that will cover the cutout well so that flies or anything will be able to penetrate into the cake box. And then I'm going to glue that acetate sheet to the cover before I glue the small squares of the cake box together. Now this is just how simple it is to make the cover for your cake box. Now where can you get this FBP paper? If you are in Lagos, you can get it from vendors in Mushin or at Agege market. Now if in other states, just ask for people that sells big sheets for printing, big paper card for printing, and you will get something like this. And then tell them you're looking for 400 grams of FBP paper. They have other lesser grams that will not be strong enough for your cake boxes or your donuts boxes. So that is just how simple it is to make this. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of it, let me know.